From Olympic snowboarder to FBI top 10 most wanted, this is the Ryan Wedding story, and it continues to grow. More news on it. Look, okay, I try to just keep up with competitive snowboarding is kind of the genre I'm going with here, right? And this is a story that I tried to leave out, tried not to talk about it, but it keeps getting more airtime. And let's get into it. Let's get into the story. Ryan Wedding, you may not remember him from the Salt Lake Olympic Games. That was 2002. He finished 24th in PGS, which is parallel giant slalom. That is glorified hard booting for snowboarding. So that's where the normal part, right? The guy enters his first race at 15 years old, wins it, and decides he wants to compete in PGS, parallel giant slalom, which isn't a huge market. It's not a big, solid sport to hang your hat on, but hey, it's awesome, right? I don't want to get into it. But so he goes in, becomes a cocaine kingpin who is wanted on 3 counts of murder. Had 3 people supposedly killers being accused of that. He's a drug trafficker now in Mexico. He's called El Jefe. You can't make this stuff up, right? So they find a bunch of bikes, a bunch of Ducatis. I think like 62 top-end bikes. I think they're saying, $1 billion or whatever these things were worth. And they find these in Mexico. And then they also find, if you read the story and read farther, they find 2 vehicles. They find 2 Olympic medals as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, and they're trying to tie this into Ryan Wedding. He's never won an Olympic medal. The dude got 24th in Salt Lake. He has not won an Olympic medal. So how did he get Olympic medals in there? I mean, of course, 62 high-end bikes, let alone, but how did he get the 2 Olympic medals, and where did they come from, and who won those? And if they're 2 junior medals, well, he's got 2 junior medals. He won a bronze and a silver in the juniors, but that's not an Olympic medal. And the story blatantly says Olympic medals. They get 2 of them. And trafficking, I don't know about this guy, though, man. That's him supposedly right now. There's Ryan Wayne. That's his blue steel look, I think. I don't know what that's all about. But then I started looking into it more, and then you go to his wiki page, and then here he is. So which one is he? He looks like a nice young Canadian man right there. But that's him. That's the bald Wedding. But then there's the dude with the hair. So if I look closely, I think he's got transplants. And maybe they could look into where that got done and find out where he's at. If you look at some of the high-end bikes, look at that Ducati right there. That's a high-end bike. And he had 62 of these bikes. And ordering 3 people, murdered, 3 counts he is wanted for. He's on the FBI 10 most wanted fugitive list. And I thought PGS riders were normal. I didn't know they were shifty like this. And they're not, but he is. So how he went, and why does he look like Paul Blart, Mall Cop right there to the right? I don't know, man. It is a crazy, crazy story, but I will say this. They're going to get him. He's not going to get away with this long. He's on the 10 most wanted list for a reason, because supposedly orchestrating these three murders. So he's not going to be around long. They're going to get him. They usually always do, and they're working. The U.S. is working side by side with Mexico on this. So we'll find out, and I'll keep you updated. But there you go. That is the Ryan Wedding story. He started out as a PGS athlete, won some races, started selling some herb, got busted doing that, not enough to charge him on, and then went on to doing what he's doing now. So as this develops, I'll have more on it. And that's going to do it. I'm Brad J. Thanks for tuning in. Access Media Snowboard. I'll see you on the hill.